Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. You are listening to Pod Studio, your favorite place to practice English while listening to real conversations. I am Alex, and I am here today with my good friend Emma. How are things going, Emma?
Hi, Alex. I am doing great, thank you. I'm really happy to be here at Pod Studio today. I think we have a very special topic to talk about. It is something that happens to all of us, but we don't always talk about it openly.
You are right. Today we are talking about why we compare ourselves to other people. You know, that feeling when you look at someone else and think, wow, their life looks much better than mine. Or, I wish I was as smart as them.
Oh, I know that feeling very well. We do it with our friends, our neighbors, and especially people we see online. It is a very human thing to do, but it can make us feel a bit sad sometimes, can't it?
It definitely can. And that is why I wanted to discuss this today. For our listeners who are learning English, this is a great topic because we use a lot of everyday language to talk about our feelings and our daily lives. So if you are listening at home or maybe on the bus, just relax. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Just try to follow our story.
Exactly. Just enjoy the flow of the conversation. It's a long journey to learn a language, just like it's a long journey to understand our own minds.
Before we start, if you want more fun English podcasts like this, hit the subscribe button right now and join our English learning family. It really helps us grow. So, Alex, let's start at the beginning. When was the last time you compared yourself to someone else?
Honestly, about 10 minutes before we started recording, I was looking at a photo of a friend on social media. He just bought a new car, a very shiny, fast car. I looked at my old car keys on the table and I thought, my car is so old. I should be more successful like him.
I understand that completely. That is a classic example of what we call the comparison trap. It's like a trap because once you start thinking that way, it's hard to stop. You start with the car, then you think about their house, then their job, and suddenly you feel like you are falling behind.
Falling behind. That's a good phrase. It means you feel like everyone else is moving faster than you are, like a race, right?
Yes, exactly. It feels like a race where you are in last place. But the truth is, life isn't a race. Everyone is on a different path. But our brains don't always know that. Our brains like to look at other people to see how we are doing. Why do you think we do that, Emma? Is it just because we want more things, or is it deeper than that?
I think it's deeper. Thousands of years ago, humans lived in small groups. It was important to know your place in the group to stay safe. If you were the best hunter or the best cook, you felt useful. So we compared ourselves to stay part of the group. In other words, we did it to survive.
That makes sense. So in the past, it was helpful, but today we aren't just comparing ourselves to 10 people in a small village. We are comparing ourselves to millions of people on the internet.
That's the problem. The scale is too big. When I open my phone in the morning, I see people in Italy eating amazing pasta, people in California surfing, and people in London winning awards. My brain thinks I should be doing all of those things at the same time.
It's exhausting. And the thing is, what we see online isn't the whole truth. It's what people call a highlight reel. A highlight reel is like a movie that only shows the best parts. It doesn't show the boring parts, like washing the dishes or feeling tired.
That is so true. I have a friend who always posts beautiful photos of her garden. It looks perfect. But when I went to visit her, she told me that half of the plants had died last week, and she was really stressed about it. I realized I was comparing my inside to her outside pictures.
Comparing your inside to their outside. I like that. It's a very natural mistake. We know all our own problems, our fears and our mistakes, but we only see the perfect side of other people.
And it's not just about things we own. I think we also compare our skills. For example, when I started learning to play the guitar, I watched videos of professionals. I felt so bad because I couldn't play like them. I almost wanted to quit.
I've done that too, especially with languages. Sometimes I meet someone who speaks 3 or 4 languages perfectly, and I feel like I'm not working hard enough. But then I have to remind myself, Stop. They have been practicing for 20 years. I have been practicing for 2 months.
That is a very important point, Alex. We often compare our Chapter 1 to someone else's Chapter 20.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. Let's talk about that a bit more. When you say Chapter 1, you mean the beginning of our journey, right?
Yes, if you are a beginner at something, you cannot expect to be as good as an expert. If you are an A2 English learner, you shouldn't feel bad because you don't speak like a news reporter. The news reporter is on Chapter 20. You are doing great in Chapter 1 or 2.
I think our listeners will really appreciate that. It is so easy to feel discouraged. Discouraged is when you lose your courage or your hope because something seems too difficult.
Exactly. And when we compare ourselves, we often feel discouraged. But there is actually a good way to compare, isn't there?
You mean comparing yourself to your past self?
Precisely. Instead of looking at me or looking at a famous person, look at who you were last year. Are you better than you were in January? If the answer is yes, then you are winning.
I love that. I call it healthy comparison. If I look at my English skills from 2 years ago, I can see that I have improved a lot. I used to be afraid to say hello, and now I can talk for hours. That makes me feel proud, not sad.
That is the key, being proud of your own progress. But Alex, let's be honest, it's still hard to do when you see your friends getting promotions at work or getting married when you are still single. How do you handle that?
It's tough. I think the first step is to admit it. Sometimes I say to myself, I'm feeling a bit jealous right now, and that's okay. Jealousy is a normal emotion. It just means you want something that you don't have yet.
I think jealousy is a word people are afraid of, but you're right, it's normal. In English, we sometimes say we are green with envy. It means the same thing. If I see you eating a delicious pizza and I'm hungry, I might be a little green with envy.
I'll share my pizza with you, Emma. But seriously, if we use that jealousy to work harder, it can be a good thing. It can be motivation. It can push us to try new things.
True, but we have to be careful. If we only work hard because we want to be better than Alex, we will never be happy, because there will always be someone better than us.
That's a very deep thought. There is always a bigger fish in the ocean.
Exactly. So instead of trying to be the best, maybe we should just try to be our best. It sounds like a small difference, but it's huge for our mental health.
Let's talk about social media breaks. Do you ever take time away from your phone to stop comparing yourself?
Oh, absolutely. I try to do a digital detox every weekend. A detox is when you stop putting bad things in your body or your mind. So a digital detox means I stay away from Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for 2 days.
Does it help?
It helps so much. For the first few hours, I feel a bit bored, but then I start to look around my own house. I look at my own life. I realize that I actually like my old sofa. I like my quiet life. I stop thinking about what I lack.
Lack. That's a useful word. It means the things we do not have.
Yes, when we compare, we focus on our lack, but when we put the phone down, we can focus on our abundance. Abundance is the opposite. It means having plenty of something, like having plenty of friends or plenty of good memories.
I like that. I should try that. I usually check my phone as soon as I wake up. That is probably a bad idea. I'm starting my day by looking at other people's perfect lives before I even drink my coffee.
That is like starting a race with a heavy backpack. You're making it harder for yourself to be happy. Try waiting 1 hour before you look at your phone. Use that hour to think about one thing you are grateful for.
Gratitude. That means being thankful, right?
Yes, gratitude is the medicine for the comparison trap. It's very hard to be jealous of someone else when you are truly thankful for what you have, even if it's just a good cup of coffee or a sunny day.
I like that. Gratitude is the medicine. That's a beautiful way to say it. You know, Emma, I noticed that we also compare our children or our families. I hear parents at the park saying, my son is already walking, and the other parent looks sad because their son isn't walking yet.
Oh, that is so common. We call it parental competition. It's a bit silly because every child grows at a different speed. It's the same with learning English. Some people learn words very fast, but they struggle with grammar. Others know all the grammar but are afraid to speak.
Right. We shouldn't compare our speed. We should just focus on staying in the game. Staying in the game means not quitting. As long as you keep practicing, you are doing perfectly.
I agree. I think another reason we compare ourselves is that we want to feel normal. We want to know if our lives are okay. If I see that you were also tired on Monday morning, I feel better. I think, oh, it's not just me. Alex is tired too. I am normal.
That is a very positive way to use comparison. It's called finding common ground. When we see that other people have the same struggles, we feel less alone.
Yes, that's why I like it when people are honest on the internet. When a famous person says, I had a really bad day today, it makes me feel closer to them. It shows they're human, just like us.
Exactly. We are all humans, and we all have up days and down days.
Up days and down days. I love that expression. It's so simple. Some days you feel like you're on top of the mountain. Those are the up days. And some days you feel like you're at the bottom of a hole, the down days.
And comparing our down days to someone else's up days is a recipe for sadness.
A recipe for sadness, like when you follow a recipe to bake a cake, but the result is just a bad mood.
Exactly. So let's talk about some practical tips for our listeners at Pod Studio. If someone is feeling bad because they are comparing themselves to others, what should they do?
Well, first, Asmi said, identify the feeling. Say to yourself, okay, I am comparing right now. Don't be angry with yourself, just notice it.
Good. And second?
Second, remember that you are seeing a filtered version of life. A filter changes how something looks. People use filters on their photos to make their skin look perfect or the sky look bluer. People also filter their stories. They leave out the bad parts.
That's a great reminder. Nothing is as perfect as it looks on a screen.
Third, try to turn envy into inspiration. If you see someone who speaks English really well, don't think, I am bad at English. Think, wow, if they can do it, I can do it too. I wonder what their secret is.
I love that shift in perspective. A shift in perspective is when you change the way you look at something. Instead of seeing a wall, you see a door.
Exactly. And my last tip is to celebrate other people. This sounds hard, but it really works. If your friend gets a new job, try to be truly happy for them. When you celebrate others, you feel like you're on the winning team. It takes away the feeling of competition.
That is very wise, Emma. It's like we are all in this together. Life isn't a pie where if you get a big piece, I get a small piece. There is enough success for everyone.
I love the pie analogy. There is definitely enough pie for everyone.
You know, Emma, thinking about this makes me feel much more relaxed. I think I will go home and look at my old car and think, you know what? This car gets me to work, it's safe, and I've had some great road trips in it. I don't need a new one just because my friend has one.
That's the spirit. Your car has character. It has a history. That is something a new car doesn't have.
Character. That's a nice way to describe an old, slightly broken car.
Hey, old things often have the most interesting stories, just like people. The people who have faced struggles and made mistakes are often the most interesting people to talk to.
I agree. If everything was perfect, we would have nothing to talk about on this podcast.
Haha, that's true. A podcast about perfect people would be very boring. Today, I woke up perfect, I ate a perfect breakfast, and then I was perfect all day. No one wants to hear that.
Definitely not. We want to hear about the real stuff, the struggles, the small wins, and the journey.
And for our listeners, your English journey is your own. It doesn't matter if your friend learned 50 new words this week and you only learned 5. Those 5 words are yours now. You own them.
That's right. Quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity. That means it is better to have a few good things than many low-quality things. Learning 5 words and knowing how to use them is much better than learning 100 words and forgetting them the next day.
I think that is a perfect lesson for today. We have talked about a lot, haven't we? From social media to ancient humans to cars and pies.
It was a very big conversation, but it all comes back to one thing: being kind to yourself.
Being kind to yourself. That is a great place to start wrapping up.
Yes, I think we should all try to be our own best friend. We wouldn't tell our best friend, you are a failure because you don't have a fancy car. So why do we say it to ourselves?
We are often much meaner to ourselves than we are to others. We need to change that inner voice.
We do. We need to make that voice a bit more like the voice we use at Pod Studio. Friendly, encouraging, and patient.
I couldn't agree more. This has been a really helpful chat for me, Emma. I hope it was helpful for our listeners, too.
I hope so too. It's okay to compare yourself sometimes. It's just a habit, and habits can be changed. It takes time, but it's possible.
Absolutely. Well, we're coming to the end of our episode today. It was so nice to spend this time with you and with everyone listening.
It was a pleasure. I feel very grateful for this conversation. See, I am using our new words already.
Look at you, using grateful in a sentence. You are definitely on Chapter 20 of being a great podcast guest.
Thanks, Alex. And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us. Don't be too hard on yourself today.
Yes, take it easy. We will be back soon with another episode to help you with your English and your life.
Until then, keep practicing, but most importantly, keep being you, because there is no one else quite like you.
That is very true. No one else has your specific mix of experiences and thoughts. That is your superpower.
I love that. Everyone has a superpower.
Well, thank you again, Emma, and thank you, listeners, for being part of Pod Studio today. We really appreciate you spending your time with us.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are.
Goodbye. See you next time.